Good evening and welcome back to my show. And today I thought I'll take a slight detour and try to discuss on spoken communication as to how communicative intelligence influences spoken communication. This is something that is based on my experience with thousands and thousands of young people who, in fact, day in and day out struggle with their conversation, struggle with their communication. So, what I normally tell them, advise them, I'm just trying to give it in a nutshell. Very importantly, I'm going to discuss about discourse markers. Discourse markers. Discourse markers are ornamental, makes the conversation very meaningful, very interesting, very structured. It, in fact, structures the conversation. It signals transitions, it emphasizes points and also managed tone taking. This is something that is very important when it comes to a conversation. A conversation is not a very linear thing. A communication is not very linear. It has got lots of twists and turns and transitions that happen. Transitive verbs, conjunctions, articles, parts of speech, and adjectives play a very, very important role in the sentence structure and how it is taken forward. The journey of the sentence is made very ornamental by discourse markers. Very importantly, there are a lot of discourse markers which I'll be discussing in detail. The first and foremost one is transition marker. Transition marker signals a transition. Anyway, let's move on to the next point. It means that it is signaling a transition. So transition marker is very important to make the sentence meaningful. The second one is temporal marker. Temporal marker is something that signals timing and also sequence of events. Consequently, subsequently, the act was made perfect. Subsequently, it carried forward the same repercussions that it had before. Likewise, you try to structure the sentence in a meaningful manner. Additive markers. Additive markers. It adds on to the information by saying moreover, furthermore. So when you use these words, it adds on to the information that is being conveyed. And contrastive markers, on the other hand, contrastive markers are used to contrast information, to distinguish or differentiate information, right? In other words, we need to prioritize efficiency. So in a way, there is a contrasting. On the other hand, some people believe it's better to wait. So on the other hand, is a very important contrasting marker. Clarification markers are used to elaborate or clarify a point. They are used to elaborate or clarify a point, right? In other words, we need to prioritize the schedule to be on time. So in other words, becomes a clarification marker, right? Agreement marker. Exactly. You are right. That's precisely what I was trying to say. Signals alignment or endorsement of a previous statement. Signals alignment or endorsement of a previous statement. Disagreement markers express dissent or disagreement in a sentence. I see your point, but I'm not entirely convinced. I see your point, but I'm not entirely convinced. Evidential markers indicate the source or certainty of information, provides with evidence. Apparently, the meeting was rescheduled for next week. Apparently, the meeting has to be rescheduled for the next week. So attitudinal markers, obviously, yes, it conveys the attitude of the speaker. Honestly, I would like to say that my memory is very intact, but at times it fails. Back channel markers signal active listening or engagement in conversation. So back channel markers provide a clue that you are actively listening. Yes, I agree, kind of a thing. I see what you mean. That's interesting. I see what you mean. It sounds very interesting. So that kind of marker is called back channel marker. Hope I've made myself clear here. This is for today. We'll get back to the next section of it in the next session. Thank you very much for watching. Keep subscribing, keep sharing, please.